Hi, should I retire early? That's a question a lot of upcoming retirees will be asking themselves. People in their 50s, perhaps even early 60s. Should I retire early? Well, I can say positively yes, from my point of view, because I've been retired already 29 years and have had a really good retirement and continue to have so. But what about you? Now, I've been placing these talking head videos now for a little over a year, probably 13 months, and in that time I've had an incredible amount of views. Lucky, I guess. But I would say getting up towards 250,000 views. Now that's a lot. But not only that, thousands of comments. And as I've looked at those comments, I would say that without going into really deep analysis, they fall into 3 categories. And these categories are these. Those who have not yet retired and are asking themselves, should I retire early? Those who say, no, I'm happy in my work, I'm going to go out in a pine box, I'm never going to leave my work. That's category number 2. And number 3 is, God, I wish I'd have left early. It's so great to have all this freedom. So there you can see it. The apprehension of those not retired, those who are contented with what they've got, and those who are retired and contented with what they've got. The big thing for those coming up for retirement and asking themselves, should I retire yet, are often concerned about the monetary side of it. And yet, I know a fellow who's been a retiree consultant, advisor for 50 years. 50 years. And he says that the money side of it is only a very small part. An important part, but a very small part. Once you get into retirement, he can list 70 different things that you need to know about, which will help you, 70 something or other, when you're retired. Now, obviously, if you're not retired yet and you're asking yourself that big question, should I retire early? If you have no big debts, if you have your house paid off, you're not paying off an expensive car, furniture, anything like that, your big debts are behind you. A few small debts, a few $100 here and there, maybe on the credit card, no worries. But if you've got a big debt, that's a different story. You might think, well, I can't retire yet. So if you've got your big household debts, you own your own home, that's one thing, a very important thing. The second thing is this. What takes you into retirement is your physical body. Now, there are a lot of people who spend more time looking after their car than they do themselves. They clean it, they vacuum clean it, they polish it, they make sure it's serviced, etc., whilst they're sitting in their armchair doing nothing. So, physical health is very important. So if you have not quite enough money in your own mind, but I have no debts, but I have not quite enough money, forget about it. You'll never have quite enough money. That's the way life is. Multi-millionaires think they haven't quite got enough yet. So, if you have no big debts, you're probably okay. If you have good health, reasonably good health, or if you haven't, start working on it now. Start a regimen. So these are the things. But once you're retired, well, all the feedback I'm getting is, as I said, I wish I'd done this earlier. Because the earlier you do it, the more energy, the more vigour, the more excitement you have, the more life you have ahead of you, the more things you want to do, the more things you will do. You'll go on that holiday. You'll go on those trips. You might do lots and lots of bushwalking or whatever it is you like to do. Your thing. You'll have the energy to do it if you retire early. The longer you push it back, the less the motivation to want to do things is. Those go-go years start when you retire. And the earlier you retire, the longer those go-go years will last. If you want to be happy in retirement, you want to be healthy in retirement, you want to be motivated in retirement, and you want to be able to do the things that you want to do in retirement, you can do it. If you decide, should I retire early? Yes, I will. I hope you got something out of this video. My view is, and it hasn't changed, 29 years retired, still going strong, still doing things, still motivated. Still thinking I've got my biggest things ahead of me, actually. So, should I retire early? My view, yes, you should.